Callan, that is because right now more severe storms firing up. Indianapolis getting it right now. In fact, let's go right to Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis and the power of live Doppler 2X. Brian.
Yeah, Mark, Michelle, it's been a very active evening. This has been sort of, I guess you could call it round 1 and 2, or just an extended round 1 we've been dealing with. Thunderstorms rolling through. Right now, the only warning we have in effect out here in Darke County, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Greenville, Palestine, Arcanum, New Madison. You can see a pretty decent storm here, northern sections of Preble County. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 11:30, and it also includes the southwest part of Miami County. So that'll be more towards 11:30 when you'll see those storms working into that area. But right there is State Route 49, 127, running south out of Greenville. Let's look back to the west. We have other showers and thunderstorms covering the region, but no warnings at this time. A warning just expired for this storm up in Logan County. But check this out. We have a squall line coming across central Indiana, all the way from just west of Marion, Indiana, up around Kokomo, Grissom Air Force Base, extending southward through Indianapolis down to Columbus, Indiana. We have numerous tornado warnings in effect, severe thunderstorm warnings as well, and we'll continue to watch that line as it tracks eastward. In the meantime, we do want to let you know that we have that tornado watch, as Michelle just mentioned. That is in effect until tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., although really I think the primary threat of severe weather is going to be swinging through over about the next 3 to 4 hours. And then tomorrow, as we roll on into Thursday, once again another elevated risk of severe thunderstorms. We'll have your complete forecast into Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Okay, Brian, thanks. Our team of reporters and videographers has been racing along with those storms all night. We have live reports now from the scenes of the major damage.
Let's begin with Megan O'Rourke. She's live at the Mill Pond Apartments in Bellbrook with the damage Greene County suffered there. Megan?
Mark, Michelle, tonight's storm may be over, but the evidence is still everywhere. Check this out. This is what fell here tonight in Bellbrook, and it's what caused damage like this. Cracked windshield and dozens of dents all over the hood of this SUV. This is just one of several cars we found here in the parking lot of Mill Pond Apartments that were damaged during tonight's storm. It was a brief storm, but it even brought traffic on nearby 675 to a standstill. Now, this was the scene on the highway around 7:15 as the storm rolled through Sugar Creek Township. Large hail hit the tops of cars and then bounced onto the pavement. As you can see, they were good-sized chunks of ice about the size of golf balls, so a very scary sight. During the height of the storm on nearby Clio Road, this driver stopped for safety only to have his truck crushed by a fallen tree. He was trapped for a short time and then taken to Miami Valley Hospital South, but officials say he should be okay and he's very lucky. And amazingly, we really haven't heard of any other storm-related injuries here in Greene County, but unfortunately the same can't be said for property damage.
A cross between a train and banging is the only way I can describe it. I did a number on this one. Did a number. So I don't know if you do that.
Now again, many folks dealing with damage like this, they're already on the phone with insurance companies making those important calls. But again, with more bad weather headed our way, there's an overwhelming sense of round 1 could have been much worse. Reporting live, Megan O'Rourke, 2 News on your side.
Well, meanwhile, damage from the storm stretched into Xenia, where people there, no strangers to severe weather. Extremely strong winds along with hail pummeled residents just before 7 o'clock tonight. This is amazing video. It reminds me of hurricane video. Residents say the assault was so bad it ripped leaves right off the trees. Videographer Don Hatcher, who took these pictures, told us live on the air earlier tonight this is some of the worst storm damage he's seen since his days in Oklahoma, and residents agree.
Really heavy rain, really strong winds, a lot of hail. It was coming down, hitting all the cars. The streets flooded almost immediately.
Look at these.
Well, as you can see, the hail in Xenia was about a ½ inch in diameter, and once those storms died down, residents emerged from their homes to clear blocked sewers to help ease flooded streets.
And first came the hail, then came the water. The rain came down so fast in many areas it left about a foot of standing water on the roadways, making travel difficult for drivers. And a reminder, as we've been telling you all spring long, do not drive through high water. You could easily be washed away.
Well, meanwhile, several businesses in Centerville also bore the brunt of this storm. Anthony Kiko live on State Route 48 with why owners will be busy in the morning. Anthony?
Michelle, here at the Centerville Service Center in the 100 block of North Main Street, about a dozen windows at least are completely shattered, and several cars in the parking lot were damaged too by the storm, and it was all caused by this. Take a look at some video we have of the storm as it entered Montgomery County. Now, it packed a powerful punch that included wind, rain, and hail. A lot of cars were damaged. Busted windshields and dented car doors are a common sight tonight in the area. Several homes were damaged too. Siding was just ripped off of the homes. The people we spoke with say the baseball-sized hail was deafening.
It was just like someone was trying to invade the home, like smashing on the windows. It was really kind of scary.
It was kind of sporadic, but it was coming down really hard. It was hitting my Florida room in the back. It sounded like firecrackers going off. It was crazy.
Now, back here live, we're here with the owner of the Centerville Service Center, Joe Turner. Now, Joe, when you first saw this, I mean, what was your initial reaction when you saw all the damage here?
I got a phone call from the Centerville Police Department saying that all the glass was broken in the front of the building. And of course, when I got here, there's probably about 40 panes broken. Not all the glass, but quite a bit of it. A little disappointing, really. You know, this is Memorial Day weekend, so we've got a full workload, and this is going to set us back a little bit.
And then just as an owner, I mean, where do you go from here tomorrow? How do you go back to business?
Well, you know, when the weather's nice like this, we usually have the doors open, so you know, we'll just start right back in at 8 o'clock tomorrow and answer the phones and deal with it. You know, as a small business owner, these are the kind of things you just have to, you know, take care of. So we will do that. We'll be back in business tomorrow morning.
Definitely. Okay, that's good to hear. Well, Joe's not the only one who's going to try to get back to business tomorrow, and we'll be out here too to have more on these stories and how these businesses are recovering. Reporting live, Anthony Kiko, 2 News on your side.
Yeah, those doors a little too open tonight. Thank you, Anthony. Well, hail and high winds also caused severe damage in southern Montgomery County as well. Alexa Ashwell live in Moraine with what other neighboring cities saw tonight. Alexa?
Mark, I'm just a few miles from West Carrollton. It was one of the hardest hit areas. We traveled to a neighborhood between I-75 and Route 741. This is Hollyhock Drive. You can see this tree was no match for the high winds. It snapped near the trunk of the tree and fell, thankfully, into the roadway and not towards the house. Arthur Coleman saw it all happen from his home across the street.
It got darker and darker, and all of a sudden, boom, down come the rain. And then the hail came, and it hit our windows, and I thought it was going to shatter the windows. And I kept looking out, and I was watching these tall trees and across the street, especially that dead one here.
And just a few miles away in Miami Township, there was significant hail falling near the Dayton Mall. You can hear it in our video smacking against this windshield and the rest of the car. The rain and high winds also made it very hard to see. Now, if you suffered any hail damage, make sure you take good pictures. It will help when you submit the claim to your insurance company. Reporting live, Alexa Ashwell, 2 News on your side.
As soon as those dark clouds rolled in, many of you began sharing photos and video of what you were seeing. Holly Samuels continues our team coverage with the Report It highlights.
It all started with a darkening sky, and this video sent to us by our own director, Jeff Brown, catches the entire storm as it unfolded on Spring Valley Road in Miami Township. That storm brought massive chunks of destructive hail to the south and east of Dayton. J.J. Hoff of Centerville sent us this photo of hail measuring 3 inches in diameter. And this photo from Bruce Bishop, also in Centerville, shows the amount of hail that fell there. And a viewer by the name of Squeak Domino sent us this photo of golf ball-sized hail. All that hail proved to be capable of serious damage. This video from John Scheiker captured it as it fell on a car in Beaver Creek. Dime-sized pieces to chunks measured in inches. And the hail left its mark, even breaking this car window in Xenia. This photo is courtesy of Robert Smith. And what the hail left behind, the strong winds handled. This photo, sent in by Mindy, shows devastating results on Quiet Meadow Lane in Centerville.
And that was Holly Samuels reporting. Be sure to keep those photos coming. You can find the Report It link on our website. Remember to include your name and where your photo was taken.
And right now, as you might imagine, tens of thousands of people are still without power. The worst areas can be seen here in orange on the DP&L outage map. Montgomery County showing about 4,600 customers in the dark at this hour, with about 4,700 without power in Greene County.
Now, we've posted plenty of pictures of storm damage online at WDTN.com. You can also find the latest severe weather information from Storm Team 2. And while you're there, sign up for text alerts. And remember, once it's safe, send your damage photos and video to report it at WDTN.com.